Welcome to Joycast with DJ HiPrayze.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Joycast. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I'm rejoicing, and I'm so glad in it. I'm so excited about having this opportunity to bring you this episode. On this episode, I'm going to talk about one of my music, how can I say this? One of my favorite singers, but my music obsession. And a lot of times people think that I tell people that Minnie Riperton is my favorite singer of all time. Well, there was someone that I was listening to. I realized I was listening to before I started listening to Minnie Riperton, and that person is Tramaine Hawkins. That is Lady Tramaine Hawkins. Yes, and I'm going to share with you a playlist that I have enjoyed and I am enjoying as I go through my work day, as I'm doing things around the house, and I just love this music. It is classic and it never gets old. But before I do that, I'm going to share my screen with you because you see what I'm wearing? I'm covered in Jesus' name, right? And there is a designer that I have met that designs these hoodies. And I want to share where I got this hoodie from. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, here we go. And this is my screen. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about First Gen Collective. This is a great company, and the person that I have met and the owner is Georgette Orr. Hey, Georgette, how you doing? I told you that I was going to put you on blast for this awesome hoodie, but as you can see, she has so many different designs for different tastes, and I just love this hoodie. I'm never, ever going to stop wearing it. I'm enjoying it so much. And so I just wanted to share that with you. And so for those of you that may be interested in seeing some of her other designs, and some of you that may be interested in purchasing some of her designs, go to www.firstgen, and that's FIRSTGENN.com. You will not be disappointed. And, if there's something that you think that she may need to design, reach out to her. She is that open. Again, thank you, Georgette, for making me look stylish and for allowing me to be covered in Jesus' name. I love it. Okay, well, now let's get into the music. For this playlist, I decided to pull all of my favorite Tramaine Hawkins songs together. And I didn't realize that it was going to end up being 3 hours and 13 minutes long. That's how many songs that I love. And these are my favorites. I can't include all of the songs, but I'm able to include my favorite songs. So we're going to start at the beginning. And this is a masterpiece. This song is Going Up Yonder, and it comes from the Greenleaf season 5 soundtrack album, and it is so beautiful. And it's amazing because for those of you that know the song Going Up Yonder, you know that it was released in 1975 on the Love Alive album, recorded by Walter Hawkins and the Love Center Choir. And so this version is an updated version, and I just love it. The Lady Tramaine Hawkins sounds so good, and she's singing the song in the same key, in the original key of the song, which is amazing. So I hope that you check it out. The next song is Excellent Lord, and this is from her album, I Never Lost My Praise. And I just love this song. Getting going in the morning, headed to work, I am singing this song in the car, and I pump it up. Yes, I do. And I hope that you will check it out. If you've never heard it, you're missing out. Next is a song from her album entitled Still Tramaine, Justified by Faith. Justified by Faith is a classic. I'm telling you, and it is biblically sound. It really, really is. That there are revelations in this song that you can learn from and you can apply it to your life. So I hope that you check it out. Next up is a surprise for me. This, for those of you that are familiar with the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, you may be familiar with their their dance routine that they do entitled Revelations. And it is so beautiful. Rocking My Soul in the Bosom of Abraham. I didn't know that she recorded this. And I bought the album because I thought it would be a great addition to DJ High Praise Radio. But when I listen to it, I know that voice. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Lady Tramaine Hawkins. So you need to check it out. And so, let's move forward. Oh man, this song on Walter Hawkins, Love Alive 5. This song, It's Right and Good with Tramaine Hawkins is beautiful. It is a classic. I love this song. The music, the layering of the vocals, the lyrics of the song. I mean, it is a masterpiece. And for those of you that have never heard it, you're in for a treat. You need to download it. Next, we have I Found the Answer with Mahalia Jackson. Again, I'm going to keep saying the word classic because it is a classic. This is a great song. It's in the vein of, for those of you that love music, Natalie Cole, when she did the tribute to her father, Unforgettable, and they blended their vocals. They did the same thing in this case, where Tramaine Hawkins' vocals are blended with Mahalia Jackson, and it is seamless and it is perfection. I love it so much. Next up is a song from Handel's Messiah, A Soulful Celebration. He Shall Purify, and again, just class and a recording perfection. It is beautiful. The background vocals are just amazing. The music is just beyond. And of course, Tramaine Hawkins, her voice is just pristine on this song. And it does come from Handel's Messiah. This is an updated version of Handel's Messiah. It's a soulful celebration. And for those of you that have never heard it, you're in for a treat. Next up is a song that I really love. And I love all of Tramaine Hawkins songs, but this is one of my very favorites. This is I Still Want You with Stanley Turrentine from Tramaine Hawkins Live. And for those of you that may not know, this is a Grammy Award winning album for Tramaine Hawkins. And it is so beautiful. And the lyrics, I tell you, it is I will say it is a connection that Tramaine Hawkins has with the Lord, and the Lord speaking back to her, even in the midst of being human and how we mess up. And this song tells us from the Spirit of God that He still wants us. Nobody can do what I want you to do. That's why I created you. It's so beautiful. For those of you that need encouragement, you feel like nobody loves you and you feel like that God has forgotten you, this is a song that will encourage your heart. Next up is a song that I was a surprise when I bought the album because I was a huge Edwin Hawkins fan. So I bought a lot of his music without even listening to it. And on this album, there's a song entitled Sacrifice of Praise with Tramaine Hawkins. It is a beautiful praise song. And it is the two of them, Edwin Hawkins, who was Tramaine Hawkins' brother-in-law, and because for those of you that don't know, Tramaine Hawkins was married to Walter Hawkins. That's where the Hawkins name comes from. So, but anyway, this song is so beautiful, and I don't know if a lot of people have heard it, but you need to check it out. If you can get your hands on a copy of Edwin Hawkins' album entitled Face to Face, you will love the entire album, but specifically, you'll love this song. Next up, it again was another surprise. I remember when Children in Praise were Simple Words. That's the name of the album. It was they were advertising to release it. I was very shocked to see some of the artists that were included on the album with the West Angeles Church of God in Christ Angelic Choir, which is their children's choir, and it includes songs that include Clifton Davis, Fred Rerun Berry. I don't know if you guys remember him from What's Happening, and Denise Williams, BB and CC Winans, and Tramaine Hawkins. And I love the entire album, But the songs that were recorded by Tramaine Hawkins, again, just classic. Through Christ, I can do all things. This song is so encouraging and it fills me up with such joy. And I want to share that joy with you. So for those of you that have never heard this album, you need to check it out. Let's move on. Next up is All Things Are Possible. And it comes from Tramaine Hawkins' album entitled The Joy That Floods My Soul. And I love this song because it is, to me, I'll say this. There was a time in Lady Tramaine Hawkins' career where people were kind of iffy because she did a lot of very, very contemporary stuff. And it wasn't a lot of church music. And I'm using my air quotes on purpose. It wasn't, your traditional choir songs, that there were remixes and dance tunes. And so people were like, oh, I don't know what happened to Tramaine. Did she go secular? But the thing about it is that all of her music has always been very, very spiritual and on point with the word of God. So we'll talk about some of those other songs later. But this album was her comeback album for church music. And so this song, All Things Are Possible, there is a wonderful choir. And again, Tramaine Hawkins is just soaring with her vocals, and the lyrics are just so encouraging. And remember, the song is All Things Are Possible. The album is The Joy That Floods My Soul, and it is joyful by Tramaine Hawkins. Let's move on. Now, this album, Tramaine Hawkins' Freedom, was the very first CD that I purchased of any genre. And I'm not going to tell you when because I'm not going to age myself. But I hope that I can do justice to this release. This release was amazing. It was so awesome that she didn't even use her last name when they released the album. She was just Tramaine. And this song, Daniel, I have to tell you guys, I grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the radio station that I listened to, well, two radio stations that we listened to were WDAS AM and WDAS FM. And one of my favorite DJs on the air was the Reverend Louise Williams, and also known as Reverend Louise Williams Bishop. And so when Tramaine Hawkins was going through her extremely contemporary music phase, she vowed that she would never play Tramaine Hawkins music on her station again during her show. But I remember Louise Williams saying that her son told her about this song, Daniel, on this album. And when she heard it, she said, Tramaine is redeemed. Tramaine will be back on the air. And she would play this song, Daniel, all the time. And I just love this album. Again, the album is called Freedom by Tramaine. You'll probably find it by Tramaine as opposed to Tramaine Hawkins, but I have it connected to Tramaine Hawkins. So you will love this song. And it is beautifully done. It's like nothing you've ever heard before. So you have to check it out. Next is the album that started her phase, Tramaine Hawkins' phase of being really, really contemporary. And the album is entitled The Search Is Over. And this song, everybody ought to know. Now, a lot of people grew up in church, knew this song as a child. This was a children's song that they used to play in children's church, and the kids would sing along. But they made I'll just say this, the genius of her producer and arranger, the Bishop Walter Hawkins, this is a masterpiece. And you talking about a wonderful wall of sound in the background. The Hawkins family, they're just amazing. And so I'm talking about Lynette, Edwin, Walter, Shirley Miller. I mean, just all of the for those of you that know the Hawkins family's music, that this song is the epitome of Walter Hawkins' production. And it is beautiful. Again, the song is Everybody Ought to Know, and it comes from Tramaine Hawkins' album entitled The Search Is Over. So I hope you check it out. Next up is a song that I really love from Tramaine Hawkins' album Determined. It is entitled Rescue Me. And I love this song because again, this is a prayer that is very, very well written, very, very well recorded. And again, Tramaine Hawkins is a genius in her vocal delivery. And there are some electronic music I'll say surprises in the song. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to check out the song for yourself and you'll hear what I'm talking about. So I hope that you really do check out this song. Next up is a song entitled "Coming Home," and it includes Tramaine Hawkins, and it comes from Walter Hawkins' album entitled "I Feel Like Singing." And I love this song. Coming home, Lord, I'm coming home just to live with you, Lord, for eternity. And it's such a joyful song. This whole album is really nice. I feel like singing. But specifically, I love Coming Home. This is my favorite song on this album. There's another song that was recorded by Daryl Coley is the lead singer, and Lynette Hawkins Stevens. It's called "Do Your Best," but that's a whole nother conversation. But that's another one of my favorite songs from this album. So I hope you check it out. Next up is Tramaine Hawkins' debut solo album entitled Tramaine. This album is a staple. Every song, this is a classic album. If we had a list of classic albums in gospel music, this would be at the top of the list. And so the song that I included here is Lord, I Try. And it is such a beautiful ballad. And Tramaine's vocals are just thoroughly amazing. And the arrangements, the strings, and it is beautiful. For those of you that really love music, and I'm not talking about electric music, I'm talking about a full orchestra on this song. You need to, if you never heard it, you need to check it out. Next up is a song entitled "He's That Kind of Friend." And for those of us that are gospel music aficionados, I just had to try that word. We know this song. And for those of you that remember the vinyl version of this album, Walter Hawkins' Love Alive 2, "He's That Kind of Friend" was on it. But when they digitized the album, when they released it digitally, they released a version of the song that is much longer and has much more music and ministry that Tramaine Hawkins does in this on this song, that it is a pleasant surprise, and it refreshes the song for those of us that have always been fans of this album and this song. So you need to check it out. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to get a copy for yourself. Let's move on. Next up is another song that is a classic. You talking about wonderful strings and background vocals and just pristine writing. "Jesus Christ is the Way" is the name of the song. It features Tramaine Hawkins, and it comes from Walter Hawkins' collection of albums. And the family, the Hawkins family, their vocals are pristine. I mean, they raised the bar for so many gospel groups, and so many professional gospel artists will tell you that they are the standard, the gold standard. So if you've never heard "Jesus Christ is the Way," you are in for a treat. Next up is the album that I talked about a little bit earlier. One of Tramaine's signature songs is "Changed." And it comes from Love Alive, Walter Hawkins, and the Love Center Choir. It is amazing, and it sounds so good because they digitized it and they remastered it. It sounds so amazing. For those of you that have never heard it, you need to check it out. And then we go a little bit further past where she was known as Tramaine Hawkins. Tramaine, her maiden name is Davis. So before she was married, she recorded a song with Andre Crouch and the Disciples on their Keep On Singing album, and it's entitled "I'm Coming Home, Dear Lord." It is so beautiful. I believe that she's singing with Billy Thetford, who is one of the singers in of the Disciples. But this song is really beautiful. I remember the first time I heard it when I was a child, and I knew Tramaine Hawkins' voice because I've always been listening very closely to music, so I recognize voices. And so and when I looked at the record, it said Andre Crouch and the Disciples. And even as a child, I said, well, I didn't know. I know that voice, but she's not a part of that group. But I came as I've matured and learned about collaborations in music. I learned that, oh, okay, that is Tramaine Hawkins. So, well, who we knew to be Tramaine Hawkins, who was Tramaine Davis back then. But you'll love this song. It is so beautiful. And again, they remastered it, and it's so clear and pristine. Next is an album that I'll tell you a little story about this album. This album is New World by the Edwin Hawkins Singers. My mother, back in the day, this album came out in 1973. And back then, there was a mail order service called Columbia House. And for those of you that are old enough to remember Columbia House, where you could get, 20 records for $1, that sort of thing. That's what my mother did. She ordered this because she saw that it was included in the catalog. And she said, oh, Edwin Hawkins, maybe my favorite song is on here. And her favorite song was Oh Happy Day. So she didn't know what album it was on. So she ordered this record. And when it came, she was so excited. She put it on because my mother had the habit that I have adopted of listening to an album from front to back, from the entire song, the entire album on both sides, because there was vinyl back then, before you made a decision about what songs you liked. And so this album became a staple in our house. I mean, literally, my mother played it almost every day. She was disappointed that Oh Happy Day wasn't on it, but she loved the songs that were included nonetheless. And one of the songs that was a great arrangement, that is a great arrangement by Edwin Hawkins, is Precious Memories. And for those of us that are gospel music aficionados, we remember the Sally Martin singers recording it. And that's going way back. Some of you don't even know who Sally Martin was. But anyway, this song was so contemporary and so different for the time that some people weren't even sure it was gospel. But they knew the song Precious Memories. It raised the bar for gospel music. So for those of you that have never heard Precious Memories from the New World album, you need to get a copy. And I was so excited last year in 20 well last year I bought it because they released it digitally, and it sounds so clear, and you'll just have to get it for yourself. So let's move on. Now, this is the album that started it all for contemporary gospel music fans. This is the Edwin Hawkins Singers, Let Us Go Into the House of the Lord. And this song, in my opinion, introduced Tramaine to the masses. This song is entitled Joy, Joy with Tramaine Davis and Ruth Lyons. This is a gospel music powerhouse song. The choir is amazing, and the arrangement of the song, Edwin Hawkins was a genius. You guys, you need to get into this song. It is beautiful. It will take you to church, and you will worship when you listen to this song. Let's keep it going. Now, I did a rotation, so I'm back at the beginning. So I Never Lost My Praise with Patrick Lundy is awesome. You guys, you need to include that in your repertoire. And it is the title track of the album by Tramaine Hawkins. It is so beautiful, and it is a statement. It's a powerful statement. I never lost my praise, regardless of what I've been dealing with and going through. I've never lost it. And that song is so encouraging, and it will encourage you not to lose your praise. So I hope you get a copy and enjoy it. Next is another song that really is encouraging, talking about loss, talking about, going through life and things happening that are beyond our control. All is not lost. And it is a very encouraging song from Tramaine Hawkins' album entitled Still Tramaine. So you need to check it out. Next is what I think, even to this day, is the greatest arrangement and orchestration and vocal delivery of this classic hymn, Amazing Grace. When I first heard this song, I was stunned It was beautiful. Tremaine Hawkins starts out a cappella. The full orchestra comes in. Then the choir comes in. It is so well orchestrated, so well produced and delivered. You guys, if you love hymns and if you've never heard the hymn, this is a staple right here. Amazing Grace by Tremaine Hawkins from her album entitled To a Higher Place. Next is a classic, um, the recording that I believe helped Tremaine Hawkins win the Grammy for this album, Tremaine Hawkins Live. The Potter's House with Walter Hawkins. This song never gets old. I love it. I love it. And it talks about, the Lord putting you back together again after things, fall apart in your life. He pulls together those broken fragments of your life to make you whole again. And this song really, really depicts that. And I hope you check it out if you've never heard it. This song is one of my favorite songs. It is so beautiful, so honest, so delightful. The Light is Come, recorded by West Angeles Church of God in Christ, angelic choir featuring Tremaine Hawkins, and it comes from the album entitled Children in Praise, Simple Words, Volume 1. And it is so beautiful. I remember back in the day, I used to, when I lived in Philadelphia, I used to walk down the street with a boombox. Yes, I'm guilty of that. And when I played this song, I remember there was a man. We were waiting for the train to come, the Market Street L, and I was playing the song, and he said, "Is that contemporary gospel music?" I said, "Yes," and he said, "I never heard anything like that." So I was hoping, I hope that encounter, sparked interest and that he went out and bought the album. I told him who it was. I told him the album name and all of that. But he was listening and he was just, he was really excited about it. He was a young guy, So, we never know what the Lord is going to do in those moments. But you'll love this song. It is so delightful. If you need a pick me up, The Light Has Come will be one of those songs. Next up, What Shall I Do? Quincy Fielding Jr. is the writer. This is a classic. Tremaine Hawkins vocals on this song and the choir. It is so worshipful. And it is a prayer, What shall I do? What step should I take? What move shall I make? Oh Lord, what shall I do? It is so, so beautiful. You need to check it out if you've never heard it. Next is Love is Blind from Tremaine Hawkins' Freedom album, which I really, 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 really love that song. Love is patient, love is kind, love suffers long. I mean, it just talks about the love of God in this song, and I hope that you will check it out. Next up, With All My Heart. There are different types of worship songs, right? A lot of times we think about worship and we think about, what we see in church or what we see online, in this day and time. But this song, it is so beautiful. She says, with all my heart, I give my life to you, giving it to God, and it's in an R&B style of music, but it is undoubtedly a worship song. You need to check it out. And it comes from the Search Is Over album by Tremaine Hawkins. Let's keep it going. Set Me Free. This is a classic gospel song that will rattle your bones. This song is so good. It never gets old. Set Me Free. You need to check it out from Tremaine Hawkins' Determined album. Let's see what else we got. And I think this is the final song for, oh no, it's not. But this comes from her debut album entitled Tramaine, Will You Be There with Walter Hawkins. This is, in my opinion, one of the ballads beyond. This is the king of ballads, this song. It is so beautiful. I mean, you talk about the orchestration and the choir, and they even have a harp. You can hear a beautiful harp at the end of the song. It is so well done, and it's so different for gospel music back then, because back when this album was released, most gospel albums just had organ, piano, drums, bass, and maybe a lead guitar. But this song has a full orchestra. It is so beautiful. You need to check it out. Let's see what's next. Next is He Brought Me. And it comes from Walter Hawkins' album entitled Jesus Christ is the Way. And I love this song. You know, He brought me from a mighty long way. We hear that in church all the time and in church vernacular. But this song is so joyful, and it talks about what God has done in your life. You need to check it out. Next up is the classic Going Up Yonder from Love Alive, Walter Hawkins album featuring Tramaine Hawkins. This is the whole song, the original song that was released in 1975. This again set the standard. Even people that didn't go to church knew this song, or people that didn't listen to gospel music. And they used to say going up to yonder. And for those of us that were, gospel music people, we used to say it's not going up to yonder, it's going up yonder. So, get it right. But you'll love this song if you've never heard it. Let's see. Oh, Someday. This is one of my favorite songs from the New World album. It is really, really beautiful. And I'll say this. Some people, and I've shared some of these songs with people of the younger generation, and some of them will say, well, it sounds kind of dated. I said, no, you need to understand that music does not, in my opinion, it doesn't get old. There is a timestamp because we're human, right? And whatever was available to us and available to the artists back then, they used. But if you really allow yourself to immerse yourself into the music, you'll feel and understand how current it is. This song really, really is beautiful. And the lyrics are so apropos for what we're going through today in today's world. So that was my playlist. This is my Tramaine Hawkins collection, and I listen to it every day, going to work and doing what I need to do. So I hope that you found it enjoyable, and I hope that you will look for some of the music out there. So until next time, God bless you. And remember, you can find me at djhiprayze.com, and that's DJHiPrayze.com, and it's going to be at the bottom of this video. You'll see it in the lower third, and stop by. I play music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on DJ HiPrayze Radio, and on Musical Tapestry Radio I play gospel, R&B, jazz, classical, and pop rock songs that won't hurt the heart of God, songs from artists that like Minnie Riperton and Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston and Luther Vandross. But we also play Yolanda Adams. We play Donnie McClurkin. We play Walter Hawkins, Edwin Hawkins, Sandy Patty, Petra. We play everybody. Babby Mason, Larnell Harris. Shall I go on? Helen Baylor, but I won't. But when you check us out, stay long enough to hear music that you will like. I play all types of music from all types of genres. Until next time, God bless you. Take care of yourself. Love someone today. God
Welcome
bless
to
you.
Joycast with DJ Welcome to Joycast with DJ